Welcome, Taurus, to your January 2021 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time that you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below. Or if you'd like to keep it out of the public forum, you can email me and I'll be happy to email your response to your question. Now, January 2021, can you believe that we can finally say goodbye to that tumultuous year 2020? Hopefully, 2021 is going to bring us some wonderful new energy. And I can see that definitely for you. You've got some pretty good cards for you in January 2021. Now you are starting out this month with some beautiful, loving energy around you. You've got the 10 of Cups. What a lovely card. And this is a card of it's a card of good fortune in general, but overall it just talks about having it all in respect to your relationships, with your friends and your loved ones, just really positive and affirming relationships in your life. And you've got really strong connections with your kids and with other family members. And there's just harmony with you, your friends, your extended family. And it's like your emotional needs are getting fulfilled in January as well. And also financially, you're really happy and stable in that area of your life as well. And, this card talks about you taking care of the people that you love and also allowing people to take care of you, because you are a great carer, Taurus, and you do worry and care a lot about your friends and family. And it's, you need to make sure that you allow other people to do the same for you. And I feel like you've got an air sign there. This could be an Aquarian, but any air sign that is Gemini or Libra as well around you in January. And I feel like they are connected to either your extended family or your friends, or there's a lot of loving energy around this person as well. But also, when the Page of Swords, which is the card I'm referring to, comes up in a spread, it is often a message of it's sort of some useful information that's going to be coming to you in January. And because it's a sword, swords are often a challenging sign. So it could be some information that is telling you about some temporary delays or some changes that might be coming to your plans. But, and sometimes whenever there's a message that comes from the swords, the Page of Swords, sometimes it's not actually delivered in the softest, most gentlest way that it can be delivered, but it doesn't mean that the information isn't useful. So it is some useful information that is going to be coming to you. And actually, the information is often quite brilliant as well. Like, it's very useful information that's going to help you in something that you need to be looking at. This can be to do with some ideas or some thoughts that you had or some plans that you had. And, this can also refer to sort of legal documents or even constructive criticism as well. But the Page of Swords can also talk about gossip. So either some people might be gossiping about you, or you might be getting involved in some gossip as well. So just be careful that you're not getting involved in any sort of gossip, and don't let anyone else's gossip bother you either. Now, you've got the Three of Pentacles there. Now, the Three of Pentacles is such a great card because it talks about really great craftsmanship. And it's your work is just going to be impeccable in January, and it's going to be a really high quality and high standard, and it might even be that you receive an award for it, or you're going to be offered a promotion, or some sort of great stuff is going to be coming from this, because it's like you are really a great craftsman, or you're very skilled at your job, and you've been able to it's really going to be showcased in January. Now, you've got the Six of Pentacles as well. So I'm feeling like money is going to be really stable for you in January. And the Six of Pentacles, it talks about sort of abundance and generosity, and this is often abundance and generosity from your part as well, because you are a very generous person and you often do give to a lot of people. But the sixth talks about sort of prosperity entering your life in the form of gifts or an increase in salary, just due to your outstanding work. So this goes hand in hand with that 3 there. You might definitely be receiving some more money, which is wonderful. And also the power of positive thinking is going to bring some new abundance into your life as well. So make sure you keep your thoughts quite positive so that you can bring in that abundance. And it talks at this card also, if you've had any debts in the past, this card talks about clearing up any debts. You might be paying off a loan, or eliminating some sort of other obligation that you may have had, where you've had to pay someone off, or you're indebted to someone, and this now is coming to an end in January, which is always great. As I said, this is a card of charity, so you might be involved in some charity work in January, and it's also asking you in a way to give thanks to the universe for what you have. And when you do that, often more is provided to you. When you give thanks and gratitude for what you've got, you get more back. And yeah, but I feel like you might even be called to give out some time or some energy or some financial gifts to people who are less fortunate, which you don't have an issue with doing at all. Just be careful you don't give out too much of your hard-earned money to people. Make sure you just keep a balance there. Now, you've got the Six of Cups, and I feel like in January, someone is going to be returning from the past back into your life. Now, this could be the Queen of Pentacles. So this is another earth sign. So this is another Taurian like yourself, or a Virgo, or a Capricorn. But when you get the Six of Cups, this could be someone that there's certainly someone from your past that is really a deep emotional, that you had a deep emotional connection with. So it doesn't necessarily mean a love relationship, but someone who was a good friend could be coming back into your life in January. And it could be someone that perhaps you were friends with in the past is now coming back into your life, and you may have now a more deeper emotional relationship that can turn into a romantic relationship as well. But the Six of Cups talks about children, your children. So you've got a really good relationship, I feel, with your children, and that is definitely reflected in January. Now, the Six of Cups is one of those cards that has so many multi-layered meanings. So I'll sort of quickly touch on all of them. But this is a general reading, remember. So you take what resonates for you and just leave the rest. So when you see the Six of Cups, it's a card that asks you to honor the past and express gratitude for all of those wonderful memories that you've had, and also to be forgiving for any sort of challenging times that you might have had in the past as well, because things that happen in the past do affect the way we behave in the future. So if we've got anything that is holding us back from the past that you're still hanging on to, that perhaps were negative events, just release those and forgive everyone that's involved. This could also be this person, the Queen of Coins or the Queen of Pentacles, that you perhaps need to forgive in the future for you to be able to move on and just heal from any of that stuff. But this card is really just such, as I mentioned, it's such, it's a card of emotions. It's a cup sign, so it's a lot of emotional energy that we're feeling from the past, and it could be that renewed emotion that comes back for that friend or that person that you once knew in the past. Now, some of you could also be pregnant in January. You might be finding out that you're pregnant or talking about pregnancy with your partner, planning a pregnancy, because the Six of Cups talks about children. And it could even mean that it's time for you to grasp a lot of that childlike energy that you had in the past and harness that and be like a kid again in January. Have that fun, loving, playful energy around you. Go out, do fun things like you used to do when you were a kid, and just enjoy life a little bit like you did when you were younger. That's one big message that comes through when you get the Six of Cups. Now, as I said, the Queen of Pentacles there. Now, this is the card of, again, abundance, quite a lot of a financial security for you. But there's a lot of magic going on when you get the Queen of Pentacles. And it's almost like, there's money flying everywhere. And it's showing you that January is the time for manifestation for you. So you are able to create what it is that you want, whether it is financial or just in your general day-to-day life. And it's almost like you've kind of figured everything out in January, and you're sort of taking this down-to-earth approach to your problems. And this is making things a lot smoother, a lot easier for you. But you're also called upon to make those, to make sure that the people around you have their needs met as well, which I feel like you do anyway. And this can relate to your kids. I'm feeling this does connect to that Six of Cups, definitely. And if you've been really busy in your career, try to make sure that you do make time for your kids and your family and your loved ones as well. And it's a card that reminds you to use kindness in your interactions with others as well. Sometimes you might think you understand their situation, but it's quite possible that they're going through something more than what you know. So just be careful when you interact with other people and how you interact with them as well. Now, you've got the Nine of Wands there, and the Nine of Wands, it feels like this is a card you're kind of feeling like you want to protect what it is that you've created. And I feel this could be in a work scenario. And you've really worked hard to create your dreams and create the life that you really want to up until now. particularly in your work environment, and you might feel sort of a bit uncomfortable about the safety or the stability that you've built, and you feel you need to really redouble your efforts in January. And it's important that you have absolute confidence in yourself, okay? So don't allow any niggling thoughts about you not being good enough or you haven't done enough or any of that stuff to creep into your reality in January. You really need to go within and access that inner courage and then turn it outward and show a really brave and determined face. And as long as you believe in yourself, I feel like all will be well. Now, just as a side note for some of you, this could be the Nine of Wands is sometimes an indication that you are getting a little bit overburdened with your work, and you're kind of getting to that stage where you are feeling like, I just can't handle this anymore, at that stage where sometimes it's really difficult to wake up in the morning and push yourself to either go to work or to do a chore that perhaps you've kind of had enough of. And as I mentioned, this is just a side note for some, but I feel like there is a little bit of energy there, but like that does kind of go down that path. But I feel like you're going to be getting some really fresh new ideas about how to handle this situation. Now, you've got the Ace of Swords, and look at your final card, the starting fresh card as well. So all aces there talk about that brand new beginning. And although although swords, as I mentioned, can be a little bit of a challenging suit, a lot of people misunderstand it. And swords have to do with the mind and your thoughts and your ideas. And so when you get that Ace of Swords, it is the sword of truth. It cuts away all of that BS and all of those scrambled thoughts that are in your mind, all of that negative stuff. It cuts it away, and it's sort of allowing you to begin fresh and new. And I really feel like when the Ace of Swords comes in, it's sometimes, for some, and again, this is just a general reading, but for some, this could be a sign to give up on something that perhaps you considered was an important endeavor once, but now what was once important and that you put a lot of energy into, it's not serving you anymore. So when that sword comes into your life, and you run into obstacles while you're attempting to manifest stuff as well, the sword's saying, look, just release it all, get rid of it. You don't have to if you come up to obstacles and you have these negative thoughts where you're kind of saying to yourself, I'm not supposed to move forward, I'm not supposed to be going in that direction, it can mean that, yep, you know what, give up that stuff and start afresh. But alternatively, what this card is saying is don't allow those negative thoughts to come in. You are going to have a brand new, fresh way of looking at these things. So when you're telling yourself, oh gosh, this is all too hard, I'm not supposed to move forward, the Ace of Swords comes in, and it kind of says, stop, don't think like that. Change the way you think. Change the way you look at things. You are going to there's always bumps along the road and minor setbacks, but you should be, looking to your angels and your spirit guides and ask for help, because if you change the way you think, and it's almost like it's going to be a fresh start for you in January. You know, some of you might get that thought where, you know what, I'm putting so much energy and effort into this, it is time to let it go. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that in my life. I want a brand new fresh start. But so this is where you'll need your own intuition to tell you what is the correct message for you. But there is that message as well that tells you, I don't need to give up on this. I just need to change the way I look at it and change my way of dealing with an issue to resolve it to my satisfaction. And you know, sometimes using challenges are a way, sometimes seeing challenges in your life as a way to prepare you for what's to come is just all you need to do to change your perspective. You know, rather than looking at a challenge as a full stop, you're not meant to go there anymore, you're not supposed to put any energy and effort into it, you can actually look at it in a way that, well, this is helping you and preparing you for dealing with something in the future that just requires a minor course correction. So, but you're not supposed to give up, you know. So there's those dual messages there. So as I said, you use your intuition. You use your intuition. But what I can definitely say is when the Ace of Swords turns up in a spread, is everything generally turns out well in time. So whether you change your ideas and realize that's not the path I need to be going down, that's not where I need to be putting my energy into anymore, or whether you look at it like, well, these are the obstacles that have been put before me and I'm going to change my perspective on those, and this is how I'm going to deal with it and move forward. Either way, things are going to turn out really well in the past, in the future. And when you get the Ace of Swords, it can be a clue about where to have, it can be a clue that you're about to have a wonderful new revelation or a wonderful new idea that gives you a better understanding of the situation that you're in. So keep your mind open for ideas, revelations, things that come to you that are just going to be like those aha moments. But a lot of brand new energy with that Ace and fresh starts. And that kind of leads directly into your final card, starting fresh. And if you look at the affirmation there that you need to keep repeating to yourself, it is a wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. So I'll just read the meaning of this card. So a new cycle is blossoming in your life. All that is not needed from the past is dropping away as you release the old and embrace the new. The universe wants you to know all life travels in cycles. On our beautiful planet, plants die in the winter so that new life can emerge in the spring. It's the spiral dance of death and rebirth. This represents a time in your life to start fresh. Do not linger with old situations, relationships, or places that no longer serve your higher good. Let go and sail into unfamiliar waters. Stretch into a new direction, even if you feel uncertain. Wonderful opportunities await for you. So I feel like a lot of you, the message is, you know, let go of that stuff that you kept thinking that, you know, were barriers and blockages, and you kept pushing forward to try and break through. Let them go. You've got that wonderful fresh new start ahead of you in 2021, and that's certainly starting in January right off the bat. So have a wonderful January, Taurus. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you love crystal jewelry, check out my website at kazana.com.au. There's some beautiful crystal pieces there, and they're all one-off pieces, handmade and designed in Australia by an Australian designer, and the meanings of all of those crystals are in that website as well. So have a great month, Taurus. See you next month. Bye.